I died at 32, and yet I accomplished more in those brief years than most people do in an entire lifetime. Do you want to know my secret? It was never my fists. It was never my speed. It was something far more powerful, something you already possess but have forgotten how to use. My name is Bruce Lee. The world remembers me for breaking boards and defeating opponents on screen. But the real battles I fought were invisible. They happened inside my own mind every single day, and those battles shaped everything I became. Let me tell you something that most people never understand. Physical strength fades. Speed slows down. The body you trust today will betray you tomorrow. I learned this truth early, and it changed everything. The only power that grows stronger with time is the power of your mind. This is not philosophy for young fighters. This is wisdom for anyone who has lived long enough to know that life does not get easier, it simply demands a different kind of strength. When I was young, I was angry. I fought in the streets of Hong Kong not because I was brave, but because I was lost. My fists moved faster than my thoughts. I won fights but lost myself in the process. It took years of painful reflection to understand that conquering others meant nothing. If I could not conquer my own chaos, victory over others is hollow. Victory over yourself is everything. The first lesson I will share with you is this: focus is not concentration. Most people believe focus means staring harder, trying harder, gripping tighter. They are wrong. True focus is relaxation. When your mind is calm, it sees everything clearly. When your mind is tense, it sees only fear and distortion. Imagine water in a glass. When you shake it violently, everything becomes cloudy. But when you let it rest, the water becomes perfectly clear. Your mind works the same way. The clarity you seek is already there. You simply need to stop disturbing it. Stop chasing answers and let them come to you. I spent years learning to quiet the noise inside my head. Not through force, but through patience. Every morning I sat in silence before the world woke up. I did not meditate to escape reality. I meditated to see reality more clearly. And what I discovered changed my life forever. Most of my problems existed only in my imagination. The fears I carried were shadows, not substance. They had no power except what I gave them. For those of you who have reached your later years, this understanding becomes even more precious. You have lived long enough to accumulate worries, regrets from the past that replay endlessly, anxieties about the future that steal your sleep, health concerns that whisper in the quiet of night. But here's what I learned through suffering: a cluttered mind cannot find peace. Simplicity is not emptiness. Simplicity is freedom. I built my entire philosophy around one principle: remove what is unnecessary. In martial arts, I stripped away the fancy movements that looked impressive, but served no purpose. In life, I stripped away the thoughts that drained my energy, without giving anything back. You must do the same. Ask yourself honestly, which worries actually help me? Which fears truly protect me? Most of them do nothing but steal your remaining precious days. Now let me tell you about discipline, because most people misunderstand this completely. Discipline is not punishment. It is not forcing yourself to suffer through gritted teeth. When I trained for hours every day, I was not torturing myself. I was expressing love for my own potential. Discipline is simply the decision to respect your life enough to show up for it, consistently, even when motivation disappears. Small actions repeated daily create extraordinary results. This is not motivation, this is mathematics. Every choice you make either builds you or breaks you. There is no neutral ground. When you wake up tomorrow, you will either move toward the person you want to become or drift further away. The choice seems small in the moment, but moments become months. Months become years. Years become a lifetime. I was never the most talented martial artist. There were others with more natural gifts, more impressive physiques, more connections. But I outworked everyone because I understood something they did not: talent is common, dedication is rare. The person who practices one kick 10,000 times will always defeat the person who practices 10,000 kicks once. Mastery requires patience that most people refuse to give. Here is something I wish someone had told me when I was young, and something I tell you now. because you have earned the wisdom to receive it. Stop pretending to be someone you are not. The greatest prison is the image you maintain for others. I watch so many people destroy themselves, trying to meet expectations that were never their own. They wore masks so long they forgot their real faces. When I created my own martial art, the world criticized me harshly. Traditional masters called me disrespectful. Studios rejected my ideas. Critics predicted my failure. But I refused to shrink myself to fit their comfort. I was not being arrogant. I was being honest. And honesty requires courage that most people never develop. You have spent decades building an identity. Some of it is truly yours. Some of it was given to you by parents, society, or circumstances you never chose. Now is the time to sort through it carefully. Keep what serves you. Release what does not. This is not betrayal of your past. This is honoring your remaining future. Let me share the teaching that defined my life. More than any other, be like water. Water does not fight obstacles. It flows around them. Water does not hold rigid form. It adapts to whatever container holds it. Water appears soft and yielding, but over time, it carves through solid stone. As you grow older, life will continue to change around you. Your body will change in ways you cannot control. Your relationships will change. The world itself will become unfamiliar. You have two choices: resist and suffer, or adapt and flow. Resistance creates pain. Acceptance creates peace. This is not philosophy, this is physics. This does not mean surrender or giving up. Water is not weak, it is intelligent. It finds the path of least resistance, not because it lacks power, but because it understands that force wasted on immovable obstacles is force stolen from meaningful progress. Choose your battles wisely. Save your strength for what truly matters. I rejected rigid thinking in every area of my life. Systems and dogmas are useful starting points, but they become prisons if you never question them. The moment you believe you have found the final answer, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start dying slowly, even if your heart still beats. You are never too old to change your mind. You are never too experienced to learn something new. The person who says, "I already know," has already failed. Stay curious until your last breath. Stay humble before the mystery of existence. The universe still has secrets to show you, but only if you remain open to seeing them. I also want to speak about emotions because I have watched so many people, especially men of my generation, destroy themselves by pretending emotions do not exist. Anger is real. Grief is real. Fear is real. Loneliness is real. Denying them does not make them disappear. It only drives them underground, where they cause damage you cannot see until it is too late. I learned to observe my emotions without being controlled by them. When anger arose, I did not act on it immediately. I watched it. I asked what it was trying to teach me. Usually anger was just fear wearing a mask. And when I addressed the fear honestly, the anger dissolved on its own. This practice requires patience you may not have developed yet, but you can start today. The next time strong emotion floods through you, pause. Breathe deeply. Watch it move through your body like weather passing through the sky. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness that observes them. This distinction changes everything. There is one more truth I carried with me until my final breath. Rest is not weakness. I trained harder than almost anyone, but I also understood recovery. A bow that stays bent eventually breaks. A mind that never rests eventually shatters into pieces. Society worships constant productivity. Older generations especially feel guilty about slowing down. But exhaustion is not virtue. Burnout is not dedication. When you rest intentionally, you return stronger than before. When you push endlessly without recovery, you return broken. Give yourself permission to pause without guilt. Sleep when your body asks for sleep. Sit quietly when your mind needs silence. This is not laziness. This is wisdom that younger people rarely possess. You have earned the right to rest. Finally, let me tell you what I believe is the deepest truth I discovered. Every person has a unique way of existing in this world. You are not supposed to be a copy of anyone else, not your parents, not your heroes, not even me. Mental strength comes from honoring your own rhythm. not marching to someone else's drum. Stop comparing yourself to others. That game has no winners. Your path has been different because you are different. And that difference is not a flaw, it is your gift. I died young, but I lived completely. Not because I achieved fame or fortune, but because I finally stopped fighting myself. When your mind, body, and spirit move in the same direction, life becomes effortless, even when it remains difficult. True power is not loud. It does not need to prove itself. It stands calm and clear, like water that shapes mountains without ever raising its voice. Master your inner world, and the outer world will no longer need to be conquered. This was my path. Now walk yours.